You're listening to Blue Line Banter with Tristan and Mackenzie.
Hey, Mac, do you smell that?
Smell what?
The smell of playoffs. It's in the air. It's
It
almost
is
here.
in the air.
We're under a week away. Welcome back to Blue Line Banter, everybody. The last episode before the playoffs.
And almost one of our last episodes before we're done school.
Well, for the summer.
For the summer. Yeah, not like done school officially.
We'll be back in the fall for sure, but there's definitely going to be some time off in the summer when we're just not at school and don't have access to the equipment, which kind of lame, but...
And we both will be busy.
Oh, yeah.
Tristan's going to work away and make some big cash.
Yeah, we're going to go to fire extinguisher inspections and recertifications, which just means working on job sites all summer.
Yep. And I'll be working for sure 3 jobs, maybe 4. We'll
insane.
see.
I heard you might be going for Hudson's now, too?
Maybe.
I
got offered that other job, but
okay.
it's like super part-time. And I'm like, I was hoping for something like...
More stable.
More full-time.
A little more consistent.
During the week because my weekends will be so busy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Also, I'm sick again. It's either one of us.
It's always one of us.
It's always one of us. We always start a little bit late. Will I ever be on time? I will try in the future.
Probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode just because season's coming, winding down.
It doesn't feel like there's as many storylines this
really
week
not.
either. Like there's the ones that are there are big.
100%.
But like it's not like 5 or 6. Like I think we have like 2 or 3.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And the Oilers are heavily involved in one of them, so we can't talk about it yet.
Yeah. So I thought it would be fun to kind of not kill time, but because it's a fun little thing to do, take a look at the playoff matchups, what they're going to be, or allegedly not all of them are completely set yet, looking at you east of the conference. But when we get there, we'll talk about that. I just think it'd be fun to kind of go around and look at all the teams and the matchups and kind of give our takes and think who's walking away from each one and how long it's going to take.
Okay, should we start in the East with the winners of the Atlantic Division?
Sure.
Because this playoff series I'm really excited for.
Oh, me too.
Toronto and Sens, I think, is going to be so much fun.
It is. Oh, it's going to be so good.
It's going to be so
good. The rivalry
good.
will be insane.
And the Sens haven't lost to the Leafs yet this year.
No, they haven't, which is interesting. It's so easy to sit here and be like, Toronto's going to lose in the first round, because they always do. And all this, that, and everything else. But in this instance, I think I'm actually leaning towards the Leafs' playoff experience over the Senators.
I'm leaning towards the Sens because Brady Tkachuk, this is his first playoff appearance. Tim Stützle, too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you remember the Oilers in their first playoff? Like, I know they beat the Sharks, but it was not pretty. Probably could have went the other way.
This is going to turn into, like, a grimy series.
Oh, absolutely. I don't doubt that for the slightest. If it was the Tampa Bay Lightning or the Florida Panthers going against the Leafs, I would have either of those teams beating them because they have the playoff experience, they have the vets, they have this, that, and everything else. They know how to win. I know the Senators have had a really good year, and they are a very good team, and they've got goaltending. The problem is the Leafs also have gotten goaltending this year, and they have one of the sneaky best defensive cores in the league, led by Brandon Tanev.
That's fair.
Or Chris Tanev, sorry.
Yeah, Chris Tanev.
Listen,
there's too many brothers in the NHL.
For real. So, I don't know. I think it's only a matter of time until the Leafs break through, and I'm not saying they get deep this year, but I think they make it out of the first round and then lose to either the Lightning or the Panthers.
Okay, this is my reasoning for the Sens. So, not only is it... Brady Tkachuk's first playoff appearance, as well as Tim Stützle. I think Jake Sanderson, he has been a really good fit there as a D-man. And then Ullmark and Stolarz. So Stolarz, he has 30 starts this year, I think, 30 or 32. Mm-hmm. And that's the most games he's ever played in his career.
Sure.
And Allmark, I feel like he has the experience and he has the ability to steal games as well. And I'm not saying that Stolarz doesn't, but he's also never dressed for like multiple playoff game, or he's dressed obviously because he's backed up Bobrovsky, but he hasn't had to play back-to-back playoff games where you're seeing I could see this facing like 30 to 35 shots a night.
And that is fair, and that is...
And I love Allmark, so...
And that's all very great points. Again, I could see it really going either way. I like the experience and I like the high-end skill of the Leafs a little more. I think they have more threats who are able to take over a game.
That's fair.
And, like, I know people like to it's fun to make fun of the Leafs because they haven't won the first round. And it's a curse. And it's hilarious. And I do it all the time, too. But I look at this and, like... Marner's having one of the best seasons of his life. Like, he hit the 100-point mark for the first time in his career.
That's crazy to think about because he wants to be paid, like, basically, like, what Draisaitl and what McDavid is going to be paid. And, like, he wants Matthews money. And this is his first 100-point season. Like, that's crazy to think about. Mm-hmm. And obviously, it's good for his, like, contract campaign. But, like, now it just... feels like right now is an overpay.
A little bit. But
that's what
someone
will
pay him. So if it's not the Leafs, someone will.
I don't know. I'm a Leafs hater through and through. I do not want to see them make it through this series, unfortunately. So
it would be so funny if they lost in the first. If they lose in the first round, I think Marner's gone.
That would be crazy.
I think he would go. I think you could see a fit with him in Montreal. I think you could see a fit with him. My preferred destination for him is Utah.
I think we've talked about that before.
I know we have.
Yeah.
Or send him to Columbus.
That would also be crazy.
There's
I like Montreal.
I feel just imagine that fit.
Yeah.
Putting him in there with Caulfield, Suzuki, Demidov, just Slavkovsky. Yeah. Give him a little bit of an older kind of playmaker.
Yeah.
That'd be
I don't mind that at all, actually. Right? I like that.
I think of things. Sometimes. My brain works. So, yeah. We're split on that one.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I do think it goes to 6 games at the least.
100%. Like that is a series that deserves 7 games.
Yes.
And like an overtime in Game 7. And like some big hero. You know? The Battle of Ontario deserves that.
Okay.
So... that leaves us with the 2 and 3 seed.
Yep.
The Lightning and the Panthers. Lightning with home ice advantage.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
Really?
I like Florida. Don't get me wrong. They're Tkachuk and Barkov and Bennett.
And now Marchand.
And Verhaeghe. And Verhaeghe scores in the clutch. That's what he does. He scores clutch goals. That's all Verhaeghe does.
Isn't Verhaeghe suspended?
Is he? I don't know.
Let me check.
I haven't been paying
I'm
attention.
pretty sure, was that Florida?
She's going to look that up. I'm going to keep talking.
Verhaeghe.
Bobrovsky in the playoffs is a different animal. They have a solid defense, and I like them. They play so, like, I don't like them as, like, an Oilers fan, but, like, you know, they play good playoff hockey, and they are built for the playoffs. But there is something about doubting the Lightning that feels wrong.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, it's not Connor Verhaeghe. Who got suspended for PEDS?
For who?
For performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, that was Ekblad. No, not Ekblad. Barkov.
No, not Barkov.
No, not Barkov. Who was it? Ekblad?
Florida.
I think it was Ekblad because he was the whole thing where he was taking.
Oh, it's
drugs.
Ekblad.
Yeah,
it's Ekblad. Yeah.
To come back from surgery.
Yeah. Okay.
And he took some drugs that he wasn't supposed to and didn't know about it.
Yeah.
No, so like there's something about doubting the Lightning, and like I know they got rid of Stamkos, but what's his face? Gensel has been such a good fit. And Vasilevsky's having a great year.
He's looking like Vasilevsky.
I mean, so the yearly player poll came out yesterday, and seeing that the players voted Vasilevsky as the best goalie in the league by like a whopping like 60%.
I didn't look at that poll. That's crazy.
Number 2 was Shesterkin. Number 3 was Hellebuck.
I hope Hellebuck didn't see that.
I think they realized like maybe Hellebuck, like I think Hellebuck needs to prove himself in the playoffs before the players will believe it. But that's my thing is like I just have such a hard time going against Kucherov, Hedman, Point, Gensel. Like it's so hard, especially against something like went out and got Yanni Gord and got Bjorkstrad and bolstered up, and like it's hard. But like I could also see Florida just walking all over them because Tkachuk, like it's so hard to predict this series. I am going to go with the
Tkachuk
Lightning.
Isn't back yet, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be back for game 1.
Yeah.
But I agree. I'm leaning Lightning. I don't think this is the same Florida team that we've seen the last 2 or 3 years. 2 years?
Probably 2 years.
Yeah. 2.
I mean,
2.
they going to back Stanley Cup, like it would be hard.
Very hard.
So like I do like the Lightning here.
I'm also going to be locked in on this series. I'm so excited.
I'm going Lightning in 6.
Okay. I think it's going to be 7.
You think it goes all the way?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
Moving on to now the Metro and your top of the Metro, top of the Eastern Conference, the Washington Capitals will be taking on undetermined at the moment.
It will be decided by tonight.
It'll either be the Montreal Canadiens. Well, no, not entirely tonight, because if the Canadiens lose, then the Blue Jackets still have to play. Let's do the play. I'm pulling it up right now. Tonight. No, the Blue Jackets do not play.
But they play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow. So by tomorrow, we'll know 100%. The Canadiens just need to get 1 point tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes, and they will clinch their playoff spot.
Yep.
And they will be the team going up against the Washington Capitals.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose in regulation, get no points, the Blue Jackets then have to win their final game of the season.
In regulation?
I don't know if it has to be in regulation. Probably.
Okay, probably.
I think they already hold the tiebreaker because Montreal's taken a lot of games to overtime this year.
Yeah, they have.
So, like, I think Columbus, I haven't, I maybe should have done some more research into this, but the Blue Jackets just, if they just beat the Islanders, who aren't that great.
They are bad and
the
boring.
Carolina Hurricanes are pretty good. So it is very possible we see the Blue Jackets sneak in.
But also, if you're not Carolina, are you not resting most of your guys tonight? I'm pretty sure I saw something where they have 6 of their starters out tonight, and they brought up Rod Brindamore's son, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
No, I mean 100%. That's also possible, but this race got really interesting when the Blue Jackets went on a 5-game win streak, and the Canadiens lost 3 in a row.
Yeah. Personally, I'm stuck between both because I would love to see Montreal in.
100%. Montreal is such a good playoff city.
Exactly.
The Bell Center needs to be in the playoffs. That is a thing.
And Demidov, him coming over and then having that insane first game.
Yeah, first period.
Yeah, scoring.
But people have been pointing out his defensive lapses. He feels very Yakupov. He's fast. He creates offense, but he does not back check. And his defensive awareness in his own zone is not where people want it to be.
You know what they say, back check, forecheck, paycheck.
There you go. But also the Blue Jackets.
I know.
It's been the last time I can remember was the year they took out the Leafs.
Yeah.
Double year.
Yeah, I think that was their first playoff appearance in years as well.
And after everything that happened this summer and the way they responded and have just gone on this run and the emergence of Marchenko and the Russian line they have going there.
Yeah.
And everything, I would love to see the Blue Jackets make it. I'd love to see the not Red Wings. Red Wings need to figure this out. I'd love to see the Canadiens make it.
Yeah.
I'm really torn. So we're just going to look at it as if it was, either or. If you have the Canadiens going against the Capitals, what is your thoughts there?
I think 5.
For...
Really?
No. For who?
For the Capitals, I think Montreal gets 1 at home.
I'm not as high on the Capitals as a lot of people.
Really?
Not going into the playoffs. Their goaltending has taken such a step back from earlier this season Both Thompson and fuck, who's their backup? I know this. Liljegren? Samsonov? No.
Liljegren.
Liljegren. Both of them their numbers haven't looked outstanding the last month and a half. And who knows how much gas Ovi has in the tank to go on a playoff run.
I think they're doing this for Ovi. And I think that drive.
It is a great drive, don't get me wrong. And like Dylan Strome and everyone else, and like I could see it, but there's just I'm a lot like I don't know. I don't think they're that much of a wagon that Montreal wouldn't stand a chance.
Okay.
Because the one thing about the Capitals, they're not very fast. Like, they got some speed, don't get me wrong, but like overall,
they're definitely like a cycle team.
They're a cycle team, they're a possession team.
Yeah.
I think Montreal could beat them on the rush.
Okay.
If we're
somehow you're convincing of me of this right now. Like I'm like, maybe.
Like I think if it is, it's going it has to be like Montreal in 5, where they just dominate. If it goes longer, I like the Capitals.
Yeah.
If it's the Blue Jackets instead of Montreal, it's like Capitals in like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I like the Blue Jackets. Don't get me wrong. I think they deserve to be in the playoffs. I don't know, though. It's also really rough looking at the goal differential of these two teams, with the Canadiens being -22 and the Blue Jackets being at an even 0.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Montreal Canadiens are a -22 goal differential right now.
I saw a weird stat that said something like the Blue Jackets, they either win 5-0 or they get shut out.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I think either of those series would probably go 5-6.
Yeah.
But I couldn't it's hard to bet against the Capitals given the fact they won the East.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling there's
Fair
always
enough.
an upset somewhere. There's always an upset.
There is. Yeah, and
any final thoughts?
Not much. I also am with you with the Blue Jackets though. Like I'd love to see also Sean Monahan and Adam Fantilli. I'm really big fans of those guys.
Yep.
So we'll see.
We'll see. Which brings us to the second matchup of the East. You have the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New Jersey Devils, maybe one of the best matchups in the East, in my opinion.
Best, really? I was going to say one of the least exciting.
Really? I know the Devils are without Hughes, and so that kind of takes away from it. And that's kind of a thought that just came to my brain.
Yep.
I don't know. I think this series has the potential out of maybe any of them but the Battle of Ontario to get heated.
Really?
I don't know. Like, there's just something about these two teams that I look and see them going against each other, and it just kind of feels like it's going to be loose hockey that's going to get chippy.
Okay. I don't hate that, honestly.
Maybe saying one of the best was wrong. I definitely think the Toronto Senators game is going to be, their series is going to be the best in the East.
Yeah.
Or at least the most entertaining hockey.
Yeah. I don't know. I have them, like, I'm going to be locked in on, like, Leafs, Sens, Tampa, and Florida. And then I don't know if I'll really, like, sit down to watch Carolina and New Jersey.
And, you know, that's a totally fair point. Maybe I was a little gung-ho on it. You're kind of convincing me that I look stupid, but that's okay.
No, I'm not trying to do that.
No, it's all good. You're kind of like pointing out some things. I'm like, yeah, maybe I was a little gung-ho. I don't know. I really like both Carolina and the Devils and how they've built their teams. I think
New Jersey's frauds, but that's just me.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I just don't think that they have the grit.
That's fair.
Unfortunately. And I like the Hurricanes. I like Seth Jarvis. I like...
I mean, it's really hard to bet against the Hurricanes making it to the conference final.
Exactly.
From there, though, that's when it gets interesting.
And also, I really want to see Capitals Hurricanes in the second round.
That would be so good.
I want to see it so fucking bad. Especially after that last game. No, they played them again, but before that, when the Caps were down like 4-0, and oh my God, what's his name? Like threw Caps player on the ice.
I must have missed this.
Oh my God, it was insane. But I think their rivalry runs a little bit deeper.
That's fair.
And things have been hot between them recently. So that's what I want to see in the second round. And I love Seth Jarvis. So
that's true. You do love Seth Jarvis.
And also, I like the Hurricanes admin, their social admin. They kind of get in hot water sometimes, but it makes me giggle.
That's fair.
Did you see, like, earlier this year, they got, like, blown out by the Kings, and for their final score, they just said Google it, and then they apparently put, not apparently, they did. They put the wrong Kings logo because the Kings switched their logo this year, and the Kings responded, and they were like, while you're at it, Google our actual logo.
Hilarious.
And then Hurricanes played, like, the Rangers on the weekend, and they took a picture of 2 Rangers fans in the stands, and they're like, don't worry, there will be playoff hockey here that you can watch.
Damn.
But it ended up getting deleted.
That's great. We love.
So I love
admins.
their admin, and they got in, like, hot water last year too, with the Islanders, I'm pretty sure. So that, I know that's not a very
that's a pretty good reason.
hockey reason to like them, but
who cares? You can like a team for any various
that is
like, number
so
of
true.
reasons.
That is so true.
So I guess we haven't really made our predictions. I think it's the Hurricanes. I think the Devils without Hughes are cooked.
Hurricanes in
Like
5.
Like
Yep. I can't wait to see how wrong we are.
oh, absolutely. We're gonna listen back
But
to it and
also,
be like, man.
Also, low key, I think our predictions are pretty good. So I, like, in my gut, it feels good.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yep.
I'm sure there'll be an upset somewhere, but like we predicted the upset.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the West. The West is going to be a nightmare. We're going to start in the Central.
Yeah, we have to start in the Central.
President's Trophy winner Winnipeg Jets will. It's not. Oh, it is. They'll be taking on the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, because Calgary got eliminated last night because St. Louis won. Which honestly, I was a little bit sad that Calgary got eliminated.
A little bit. It would have been really good to see. It
seemed like they're a good heart and soul team, and they like beat Vegas in a shootout, and I'm like, the point doesn't even matter anymore. But
they did it. You know what they did for themselves.
That's true.
I could see them coming in next year. Wolf with another year.
Yeah.
He wins them. He wins them 2 more games this year.
They're in.
They're in. So I could see Wolf carrying them into a wild card spot, which is not good for them. But
like fun for us.
It's also good. Like it is good for them. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't think they have a bad team, but they don't have a good team.
No.
They just have a team.
Mid, unfortunately.
The Jets will take on the Blues.
Low-key, I'm excited for this.
It'll be interesting because is Holloway going to be back?
I have not heard any word, but I also don't follow the Blues that closely.
Me neither.
And I'm like so sick of the offer sheet shit and all of that stuff. So
I'm not even like trying to bring that into it.
No.
It's just hard to deny Holloway's been a 70-point player for them.
And like
that's a big piece of their locker room lineup missing if he's not there with playing top line with Kyrou and Robert Thomas.
Yeah. And also a rematch of Binnington and Hellebuck.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's
sick. I'm excited for that.
That will be very good.
Because Hellebuck has a chip on his shoulder now, but also Binnington has played pretty lights out since the Four Nations. I know they went on like a 3-game slide.
It's so hard to predict where the series is going to go because it completely depends on what version of the St. Louis Blues decide to show up.
Yeah.
If you get the team that went on that run, it's going to be a close series.
And if, like, I hate to put like so much stock into like how Binnington plays, but unfortunately that's how it is.
Yeah.
And if
Binnington has to show up,
can like reel in his emotions and not get distracted.
I think he needs to lean into the emotion.
Really?
Have you not ever noticed the trend that when I don't think you can't go around punching people. You can't be putting your team down.
No.
But lean into the emotion. He plays so much better when he's invested in the game. And I think one of the best ways for him to do that is to just feel the emotion. Maybe it's just a personal connection because like that's how I played hockey. Mm-hmm. I could go out there every game, but like when I got rocked with my head down because I was stupid, or like I watched one of my teammates get blown up, and I got emotionally invested. I played better.
That's fair.
I think Bennington needs to play fired up.
I think this was said on Spit and Chicklets last week. They talked about how when they went on that cup run in 2018, like they were able to rein Binnington in and like just have him focus on the game. And that's what a lot of people point to. So
I know, but
that's where my head is at. And that is kind of how Four Nations went as well. He wasn't doing any extracurricular stuff.
And I don't think he needs to do extracurricular to be emotional in the net, is all I'm trying to get at.
Okay, that's fair.
I think to sit there and be like, no, you can't. Like, you have to, like, focus on the game isn't entirely fair because, like, I know it's just easier for me to relate everything back to Edmonton, but Stuart Skinner isn't always focused on the game. He's dancing in the crease. He's vibing. He's getting invested.
That's fair.
I think Bennington I don't know. I think Bennington plays at his best when he is emotionally involved in the game.
Okay. I think depending on what version of Binnington we get, it goes either 6 or 7.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if the Blues play like they did on their run and they have the best version of Bennington, it still might not be enough.
No, especially
this Jets team is good.
Yeah.
And they're playing their best hockey. Like, they're missing Ehlers right now, day to day.
Yeah.
I assume he'll be back. Or week to week, whatever it was. But even so, like, Kyle Connor is on a whole nother level. Scheifele. What's his name that took the McDavid slap shot and died on the ice? Sandheim? Sand something.
I don't know.
He's turned into a hell of a defenseman for them.
Yep.
They've got Morrissey, like, Hellebuck, and it'll also depend on what version of Hellebuck the Jets get.
Yeah, because
if they get last year's Hellebuck against the Avs, the Blues will walk all over them.
Yeah, and like he was still playing games he played the Chicago game, and then Comrie played against the Oilers, and I'm just like, I don't know why you wouldn't have him sit for like.
How many games has he played this year?
It's a good question, honestly, but I don't know. Until Hellebuck can prove himself in this series.
Hellebuck has played 62 games this season.
That's insane. And then if you
Which
add...
is pretty much exactly what we predicted he was on pace for earlier in the year.
But then we need to add the Four Nations. So he played an additional 4?
Yeah, he played all 4. So
was it 4 or 5?
Just 4.
Because they did round robin. So that would have been Finland, Sweden,
Canada, and then Canada again.
And then Canada again. Yeah, 4. And so again, 62 plus
62
4.
games, he has a 202 goals against average and a 924. It's insane.
That's insane.
But we see this every year. And he gets burnt out. And so we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
I'm predicting Jets in 6.
Okay.
But I would not be surprised in the slightest if the Blues take this.
Yeah, I could see this being like the upset series.
That too. Bringing us to the second matchup, the Stars and the Avs.
I am so excited for this.
This is going to be so
wait.
good.
Oh, my God.
Rantanen against his former team.
Oh, and Landeskog is going to be back. Oh, my God. Also, really quickly before we get into this preview.
Yep.
So they took like their top 6 out over the weekend.
Who's they?
Colorado. Sorry.
Okay.
And my boy Parker Kelly got to wear an A over the weekend.
Oh shit!
Which is super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell
so
yeah, Parker Kelly.
Love that for him. I saw Friedman tweet that out, and I was like, oh my God, congrats, Parker. So round of applause for him.
That's it. Good job, Parker. We stand Parker Kelly on this podcast.
We do stand Parker Kelly on this podcast.
Listen, if you know a guy in the NHL, you stand them.
Exactly.
That's how you get free tickets.
I don't know if that will ever happen.
It's how it happens, though. That's what you got to do. Stars, Avs. The two high-power teams, both offensively and defensively.
Yep.
Caveat, the Stars are missing their best defenseman in Heiskanen.
And I don't think
he's back.
He's back. Like, they're projecting, like, second round for him.
And the rest of the Stars' defense is kind of doo-doo.
Yep.
Their defense has taken a large step back from their depth last season.
Yep.
So is their goaltending. In terms of the duo, Otter is still insane. They don't have as good of a backup as they did last year.
DeCasey?
Yeah, I don't. They had
DeSmith?
Last year they had
Casey DeSmith. It's still him.
Is it still? No. Or no, last year they had Wedgwood, sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have DeSmith this year, who's like fine. But I still think Wedgwood, I don't know. The goaltending's still fine. Otter is going to be lights out, but the defense is bad.
And I think when you have a determined McKinnon.
Oh, yeah. He's going to walk.
Like.
Remember when McDavid walked Lyubushkin?
We are going to see that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You guys got Cody Ceci? You guys better hope you take it to 7. He'll show up then.
But
it's hard. It's so hard to go against Colorado in the series.
I'm leaning so hard on Colorado. I know they don't have the home ice advantage.
I don't care.
I don't think that matters.
Blackwood has been playing really good for them. I know, like again, Otter
playoff
could steal a game or two
for sure.
But the emotional boost to getting Rantanen back is going to Landeskog is going to be such a push.
Yeah.
And like I talked to you about it where like in terms of on ice production, I don't think Landeskog is going to be that big of like an ad in terms of just like what he can do on the ice right now.
Yeah.
But him being in the room and him being on the bench and with the team and like he's one of the best leaders in the game.
Yeah, cuz I don't know if I talked about this last week, but I sent you that video of Landeskog like getting emotional in the ball arena and like him saying that was the first time he'd ever felt uncomfortable there. And he was like, this is the place that I have felt the most comfortable at. Mm-hmm. And like him like breaking down in the hallway. Literally, I was like, why am I in my basement crying right now? Like I was actually brought to tears.
That's insane.
I don't know. I'm an emotional girl. I'm just a girl.
She's just a girl.
But him being there and being engaged and locked in and like not feeling like he's being a burden on this team is going like you can't bet against the Avs right now.
He's going to score a big goal.
He is.
It's just going to happen. I've been watching because the Colorado Eagles have been streaming their games for free.
Yeah,
I've been watching him a little bit, just kind of keep an eye on him. Like he still has the IQ to get into open spots.
Yep.
He's still finding ways through. So like he might not be like the biggest problem, but he's going to be there, and it's a boost.
Yep.
And it'll be big for the Avs, and I have them taking this in 7.
I agree.
Because I'm not underestimating the Stars.
That's fair.
Because Robertson and Hintz and Rantanen, and although Rantanen's kind of been on fraud Johnston, like Duchesne and everything else they have. Like they're still a really good team who finished ahead of the Avalanche. So like but then again the Avalanche had that really bad start and they brought it back to within 4 points.
They were very bad at the start of the season.
So it's hard to say, but I am going with the Avalanche in 7.
Okay. Vegas, Minnesota.
This one feels like this is going to be Vegas in 5.
Yep.
Like, there's not really much to talk about here. Like, I know they got Kaprizov back, but the Wild still have $14 million in dead cap space.
And, like, the way Vegas plays.
Oh, God. Like,
sorry, Minnesota.
And, like, I know Gustafson's a good goalie, but he's not he's not Hellebuck. He's not Otter. He's not...
And down the stretch, he hasn't been great.
No. And, like, what he did last night was super cool. Going into overtime and going up to the coach and being like, hey, give it to Fleury.
Yeah.
Give him one last, like, whatever. And, like, that's super classy move. But also, like, it just, I don't know. I feel like this is just going to be Vegas in 5. And they're going to, walk into the second round barely with a scratch.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I know the Wild can be a little chippy, but I think the Golden Knights walk them.
Yeah. Okay. I think we should save our Oilers-Kings talk until we go into our Oilers talk.
Okay, sure. We're going to tease you guys a little bit. Oilers-Kings are the last thing we're going to talk about, but we're just going to save it for a few minutes here.
Some hook and reward action.
Ooh, hook and reward.
The sound of the buzzer means it's time for the intermission.
Okay, for the intermission, I really don't have much. It's the Women's World Championship right now, and USA actually beat Canada in a 1-0 game. So they've out of Group A. U.S. is in first because they've won 4 of 4. Canada is 4-3. Finland is 4-2. Czech is 4-1, and Switzerland is 4-0. Group B, Sweden is 4-4, which is impressive. But also, Group B is you don't have like the heavyweights of Canada and US in it.
No.
So Japan is 4-3, which is kind of cool.
That is very cool. Go
Germany
Japan.
is 4-2. Norway is 4-1, and
She's blanking.
Hungary is 0-4.
Yeah. That's.
I think I
sorry,
said that
Hungary.
wrong.
Oh, said what wrong?
Did I say that Czechia was 4-1? Because they're 1-4.
I don't
Or
remember
1
what
and
you
3.
said, but you got there in the end.
Literally, just don't listen to anything I just said because it was all wrong. I was looking at games played.
Yeah, it's
So
not
just
the-
flip everything that I said, basically.
It's a 4 games, 3 wins, 1 loss.
Yep.
So, you can do the math in your head. This
Yep.
is now a math podcast.
Yep. Misinformation
DM us
with
the
Mac.
answers on Instagram. If you're right, we'll give you
Yeah.
a gold star.
Blue Jays are playing very well right now. They're 10-8.
I was not ready for this, to be honest.
And they're currently in a series with the Braves. So, and they just had their first multi-homer game of the season yesterday against the Braves, and they won that.
Yep. Well, the Braves are 5-12.
I, for some reason, thought that the Braves were better,
Nope, 5-12.
but they kind
Looking at
of
it right
got, whatchamacallit, out. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but on Monday, it was 8-4 for the Braves. But I think the Jays are playing well right now. I finished the Red Sox series on Netflix. Very good.
now. Haven't watched it yet.
I would 10 out of 10 recommend it, honestly, because you love to see like Cinderella stories, even though they missed playoffs last year. But I really enjoyed it, and it gave a lot of insight to like how a team is run. Also, did you know that teams spend $500,000 on baseballs a year?
On the balls themselves?
On the balls themselves, because you have to provide balls like for the away team.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, that still makes sense, but also, can't we just like reuse some of them?
Nope.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, and the like budget lady was like, that doesn't even include spring training or postseason.
I wonder how much the NHL spends on pucks.
Probably about the same,
Probably.
but I think every team brings their own pucks.
I think so.
So, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting and cool and kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's, I don't, Jesus.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Short in the intermission today.
Very
but
short.
It's, I think, because there's a lot of stuff to get to here in a short amount of time with
Yep.
the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep. Let's get into it. I've been like itching to get into
Okay,
this.
well, I have a few things to get through first, and we'll talk about the playoff preview.
Okay.
Darnell Nurse suspended for 1 game after cross-checking Quentin Byfield in the back of the head.
I'll take it. Bad luck
Justified.
for Nurse.
I'll take one first. He'll be back for game 1. Perfect. That's just how it is. He can rest up and be ready.
Yeah.
Because with Ekholm suspected not to be back until at least for the first round.
Okay, I don't think we can like glaze over the Nurse cross check.
No?
No.
Okay.
I know.
I was coming back to Nurse.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to say it's time with Ekholm out, time for him to earn his $9.25 million.
That's fair. That's a fair argument.
And
And he's played better this year, so.
Yes, and I was going to go into this.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's
My
all
bad.
good. It's all good. Nurse cross-checks Byfield in the back of the head. Can't do that.
No.
Bad. Even though
Very
he
bad.
actually missed him, it's the intent.
Yeah. And
Or
if
he, like,
I
mostly missed
like,
him.
I want to look at this. If I were a Kings fan, I would be irate, just like the way I was.
He got suspended.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, yes, on the ice at the time, yeah, 100%. If someone goes, if you're the Kings and Mikey Anderson is going after Hyman. God, I hate the name Mikey. Grow up. Go by Mike.
This is such a argument that I would make, and I love it.
I just hate. You're a grown ass man. Go by Mike. Why the fuck are you Mikey?
Yeah. But it adds fuel to the fire, especially because like it was like during the play, but like kind of after.
Yeah.
And the slew foot that Mikey Anderson had on Draisaitl was also like an after the whistle scrum.
No, 100%. And like, again, we're not going to sit here and be like, good job, Nurse.
No.
Can't go around hitting people in the
cannot
back
do
of the
that.
head.
No.
You know, we sit here and complain when Bennington jumped Perry. That was from behind, punched him in the head. Like, again, you can't be doing that, Nursey. We don't condone the injuring of other people.
Exactly. We do not cheer for players being injured.
No. But all that being said, this series suddenly got a lot more interesting.
Yes, it did.
Because
it really did.
Not only was it what Nurse did and what the Kings were doing, Danault goes out in the intermission and says some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard, saying the Oilers dressed their B team with the purpose to injure them or to hurt them. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to know, it's not that we dressed a B team because we wanted to. We dressed a B team, a C+ team.
I would give it a C+. And like, just keep your mouth shut, bro. Like, why would you say that?
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, being like, you know what? Let's say some shit to piss off Corey Perry and the Edmonton Oilers.
Literally.
Because then again,
you don't think
post-game Corey Perry gets asked about it and his response is, what the fuck do you want me to say? Like, they just gave Corey Perry corkboard material, and I guarantee you game one of the playoffs, there is a picture of Philip Danault on their corkboard with a nice $100 bill, and there's no message because that's not allowed. But the implication there.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like, game one is going to be fiery.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I can't wait.
It's going to be good. And it's just, why'd the Kings go out and give the Oilers corkboard material to fire them up before the series?
Seriously.
That was probably the dumbest thing they could have done.
And also, like, saying that is just, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Because you've seen the Oilers. When people doubt them, it pisses them off.
100%.
It pisses off Connor. It pisses off Leon. And now you've got Corey Perry ready to be like, oh, bro, you've just unleashed. Like, this. It happened with Vancouver.
Yeah. Yeah, when Big Z came out and said, there's nothing to do in Edmonton, and all you guys have is, you guys care too much about hockey, and blah, 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 blah. Just pissed him off.
And also, I saw something online, and it was, did Byfield get that overtime winner in December or early? Yeah. And when he, like, did the, like, throat slit thing, and I was like, bro, it's regular season. It is regular season. And also something, last year, the Canucks swept us in regular season.
Yep.
I'm like, regular season means nothing.
It means nothing. And yeah, I don't know what the Kings are thinking, firing up the Oilers. You know, you want to say this stuff in the middle of the season? Sure.
Go for it.
We are a week away from game one against you guys. I know we're going to your arena.
And I know that you're like the best home team, but there's no explanation for it.
No.
There's literally no explanation for it.
I cannot wait until they lose like game one at home. And suddenly the panic sets in.
I don't want to jinx anything.
I don't want to jinx anything either, but there was the quote McDavid said yesterday of he's tired of the notion that they're walking wounded and that they are ready to go. And they are ready.
Yeah, and that just means it's been load management. And you know what? I'm fine with that.
And he didn't just say, like, I'm ready. He said, we're ready.
Yep.
Which means game one of the playoffs, McDavid, Draisaitl, Kane, Frederic, Wallman, Nuge are all back. Hyman are all back in the lineup.
Yep.
You want to tell me that the Kings are all, ooh, we beat you 5-0, ooh, look at us, ooh. You're telling me that when we put those 7 players back in the lineup, you're going to walk all over us 5-0?
Literally. Like
McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Hyman, Wallman, Frederic, Kane. You guys, that night one lineup is going to go so hard.
It's going to be so good.
Sorry. Continue.
No, it's okay. I'm so excited, and I just can't wait for like the Kings to be like, oh shit, fuck.
Yeah, for real. No, it's gonna again, We saw McDavid had, 3 weeks off, comes back, puts up 9 points in 3 games.
He had an assist for every Oilers goal in those last 3 games that he played.
Not all of them.
2. Yeah, he was on the ice for every single goal.
And again, that's without Draisaitl.
Yep.
Draisaitl has had 2 to 3. I know he played like 2 games in there, but he's really had like 4 weeks off.
Yep.
He's going to be rested and ready to go. Because, with those two, I don't care about rust. They don't get rust.
No.
They're going to be able to step in and dominate the game. And they're healthy. Like, they're rested.
They're not top 5 players in the game because it takes them 3 or 4 games to get back into that mid-season form. They are the top players in the league because they can jump in and look like they haven't missed a beat. And also, our depth, I'm sorry, yes, you can raise questions because it took them a little while to get going, but I think that was our own doing.
100%. Arvidsson, Skinner, Brown
have looked unreal. They've looked great.
And if those 3 are chipping in a goal between the 3 of them, a goal every game.
You can't complain.
No.
You can't.
You absolutely can't. Also, game 1 of the playoffs, do you keep the Skinner-McDavid Brown line together?
I don't know. I don't know.
I would try it early. I would go game 1 and try it. If it's not working, you can just switch back to Nuge McDavid Hyman without a problem.
Yeah.
Or Skinner McDavid Hyman and just see if that works. Because I want night 1 of the playoffs to go McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Henrique down the middle.
Yeah.
I want the spine because that's the only way you beat LA because they have good center depth.
Yep.
So you go Skinner, McDavid, Brown. Suddenly Hyman slots down. You can run whatever winger you want there, but I would probably go Kane, Draisaitl, Hyman, keep Podkolzin and Arvidsson together with Nuge because those 3 have already shown chemistry. And then you're going Perry, Henrique, which I know is an old line, but they've shown they can do it. And then who's your last winger? I'm missing someone here.
I don't think it's Kapanen.
It's not Kapanen. I don't think it's Janmark either. I'm missing someone. Who am I missing?
Did you say Frederick already?
No, I didn't. Frederick.
Yeah.
And you put him down or you put Frederick up with Draisaitl and put Kane on the 4th line if you think Kane needs, if he's not ready to go. You know what I mean? If he's not 100%. Yeah. But you can roll those 4 lines.
Yep.
And all of them have a threat to score.
Yep. I can't think about the lines because it actually hurts my brain. We've never had so many forwards to choose from.
Never had so many forwards. Because even then, okay, you've got your 4 lines. What's your 5th line? Kapanen, Janmark, Jones?
I wouldn't mind Jones being in there. I think he's played well.
He's played well enough you can throw him in if someone's having an off night.
Yeah.
And then you put him in the next game or...
I think him and Perry might swap out.
Probably. I could also see, and again, you've got Philp, who's now going to sit, and he's looked really good. Philp is going to make the team next year.
I love Philp.
Philp is going to be our 3C next year. I almost guarantee it.
Okay.
Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe 4. If we keep Frederick around, it'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. But Philp makes this team next year.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt against that. Him and Savoy are going to make this team.
Yeah.
We're going to have these guys from Europe, Hudson. We're going to get younger next year.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like the strategy that we have, which is sign the leading points leader from all of these other leagues and then just see how it goes. And you know what? Fair enough.
Hopefully, listen, you buy enough scratch tickets, one of them's going to win.
Exactly. And you know what? It's better than what we've done in the past, which is nothing. So I'm okay with it.
Hold on. Give Holland some credit. He signed Haas, Nygaard, and Cahoon.
Who? Exactly. Literally who? So
come on, you don't remember Oilers legend Gaetan Haas? Joachim Nygaard?
Yeah,
the German duo. Dominic Cahoon. Come on.
Okay, also, I love when Bob gets spicy.
Oh, yeah?
I told you this yesterday, but I want to say it on here, too.
Yeah, for sure.
So on the broadcast versus the Kings, he says towards Fogle, oh, you know Fogle won't fight when him and Arvidsson were getting chippy with each other. And you know what? I love that. I love that. You know what, Fogle? I hate you too.
Yeah, we hate you too, Fogel.
Sorry, not sorry.
We don't miss you. We have Victor Arvidsson, who takes slap shots from everywhere.
Yeah. And
his name is Victor. Yours is Warren.
also, did you hear, were you listening to the Prime broadcast?
Fucking, I was trying not to. I hate the
Oh my
Prime
God,
broadcast.
it was so bad.
They were glazing Kemper all game, and he made like one save.
They were literally giving a double wrister to the Kings all fucking night. And I'm sorry, like, I don't give a shit to hear about that.
No.
I do not. And it was actually like genuinely pissing me off.
I hate the Prime broadcast.
Oh my God.
Not only are we cursed in those games because we've been shut out in 3 of them,
Yeah, but
we scored 1 goal in 4 games on Prime broadcasts.
literally.
we've
But
lost all
also,
of them.
they said, they were like, the Kings' youth is full on display tonight because they had a goal from Byfield and Fogle. I was like, Fogle's 29. He's going to be over the hill, actually. But okay, sure. The LA Kings youth is on full display right
Prime
now.
announcers don't know it.
Give me a fucking break,
You want to know
dude.
what would have been the Kings youth? Arthur Kaliev, Brandon Clark.
Literally anybody but Fogle. Like, what?
But Fogel. Byfield's like 25.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I will
Sure.
give you that. But Fogle, for real? Oh, I was
dude's older
fired
than
up
McDavid.
after that. Oh my
That
God.
dude's older than McDavid.
What? Oh my God.
No, I hate the Prime broadcasts.
I can't.
They seem like they are paid to glaze whichever team is from the United States of America.
Like, I get it because it's the only broadcast that you can watch, but then just glazing them, and I'm like, you're literally in the Oilers building right now,
No,
and you're just gonna glaze the Kings for 3 hours.
When on the
3 fucking hours, bro. Oh,
when the broadcast cut to the 2022 Cup ceremony of Kemper lifting the cup, I'm like, what are we doing here? This was 3 years ago.
and it was all LA Kings players' interviews. I was like, I could give a shit to watch Kempe talk right now. Like, what?
Yeah, the broadcast.
I'm sorry.
not fun.
Like, they gotta figure that out because the last thing the fucking home broadcast wants to watch is the away team being glazed and then watch player interviews from the away team.
Oh yeah, no, I just muted the intermissions. I muted them and walked, like, just was doing other
Yeah.
stuff on my computer.
And that table, I hate that table.
That's dumb.
Yeah. I will say, like, the actual
Production's
production,
fine.
like the camera quality is
Yeah.
amazing and
It's
I
so good.
love it.
It's really good.
But the commentators, the ringside
Broadcasters,
reporters, like all of that, I'm like, ay.
I've heard rumors that Jack Michaels may be broadcasting Oilers games, or at least playoff games this year.
I've also heard that.
And that would be so good for the league.
I think Cam Moon confirmed that when he was here a few weeks ago.
Oh, he might
Because
have.
I think he said, for sure, first round, he will be doing radio. And that's how it's been the last couple of years as well.
Yeah, but Michaels hasn't done any playoffs.
Yeah, he did first round last year.
No.
Yes, he
that
did.
was Harner Singh.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. I guarantee you it was Harner Singh.
I don't believe you.
I promise you, because for the last 3 years there has been a petition to have Jack Michaels do the playoffs, and they don't.
I'm
it's
pretty
Hunter Ryan
sure-
Singh.
Okay.
I'll find a clip from last year's first round against the LA Kings.
Okay, I'll believe you.
I'm just saying, like, I'm very, very sure about this. Let's pick May 1st, 2024.
Here. Who called round 1 Oilers? Okay, yeah, you might be right. That's not Jack.
That's not Jack. It's Hunter Ryan Singh.
Okay. Okay, I'm wrong.
I'm not trying to, like, be like, oh no, you're wrong. I know for a fact it's been Hunter Ryan Singh.
Did I listen to games on the radio last year?
Maybe.
Because
I think Jack did the radio call.
Because I swear I listened to Jack.
I think Jack might have done the radio calls for the first round, but on the broadcast it was Hunter Ryan Singh and Cam Moon, I'm pretty sure.
It wouldn't have been Cam on
Or
and Louis.
no, it wasn't Louis, I don't think. I think it was Singh and Oh, it might have been Louis. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was Louis because after that is when they switch to the Leafs broadcasters.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
It is stupid. So, I don't know. Anyway, we're getting a little off topic.
Yeah, we are getting off topic.
But hey, you know what? We give you the hard-cutting facts.
Yeah.
Anyway, Oilers-Kings preview. The Oilers have beat the Kings 3 years in a row in the first round, with taking it to 7 games, 6 games, and then 5 games going in order of times.
Yep.
If you believe in patterns, it means we're sweeping the Kings. If you believe in watching the hockey, this is going 6 or 7 games.
I refuse to say that out loud and think it. I am the most superstitious person you'll ever meet.
Which is crazy because you keep telling me you're not superstitious.
Maybe. I don't know.
You're in a weird station where there are certain things that trigger you and other
certain
things you don't.
Yeah. The Oilers, I'm very superstitious about.
That's fair.
I don't know if I told you last year.
I don't know. No one talked to me last year. You guys thought.
Well, no. If I told you about this from last year. So last year, in those 3 games in the Stanley Cup Final, I wore this Navy Oilers shirt that has all the top 9 on the back, and then a pair of ripped jeans and my Hyman jersey for all 3 games. So then going into game 7, I was like, I have to wear this again. And then I wore it and then they lost. But in those 3 games, I was like, this is the fit.
I would wear the same jersey after every win.
Yep.
And then once we lost, I would switch it up and then we'd usually win again.
Also my sweater, that is Wheel of Fortune. It says, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Fuck the Flames. But the letters are missing, but you can tell what it is.
Yeah.
Every time I've worn that sweater, we've gotten the dub.
Gonna have to start wearing that sweater.
So I don't like to wear it too much because I'm scared the luckiness of it is gonna
we need
wear
to win
out.
game 1, so put it on.
Yeah, I wore it for game 1 last year and we won.
Okay, well we're putting it on again. And anyway,
very off track there.
It's so hard to sit here and predict the sweep.
It is.
But the pattern would show that's where we're going. And just because I think it would be so good, I want to say 4 after everything the Kings right now, Kings fans sounds like Leaf fans to me. Oh, this is our year. We're better than we've ever been. This is not your year.
Oh, fuck off.
You don't have a Dave or Draisaitl. It's not your year.
No.
Good try, little bro.
Yeah. And also yesterday when Sawchuk was like, Nurse might get suspended, and both of us pipe up, and he was like, my favorite thing is to rile up Oilers fans on Twitter. And I was like, bro, I have to step away because I am not going to be that person that replies to old white guys spewing their bullshit.
Oh my God. I was on Instagram, right? And
okay.
This was a video of Perry's comments after the game. And I basically just went in there and said, look, can't defend Nurse here. Bad. But what is Deneau think? What is he saying?
How can you defend Deneau?
I basically just typed out what I had said to you here.
Yeah.
And some dude in the comments is like, yeah, we were running the worst goalie in the NHL. Just wait till we have our starter in. And I reply to him, I'm like, how did out of all of that Picks get drugged through the mud? And then some fucking 89-year-old replied to my comment for real. And I'm like, how do you know what that means?
Pickard is in the top 5.
I know.
But okay. What?
I thought it was so
sorry.
Funny. I'm like, where did you come from that you just were like, you know what? This is about Perry and Deneau. Pickard, you suck. What? It was hilarious.
I need to know the logic behind that.
Me as well.
What?
Oh boy, it's already 9:35.
Holy cow. I like that you said this was going to be a shorter episode, and we're on pace for
an hour, and we could keep going.
And
however, I need to edit this before class.
Fair. I mean, we don't start till 10:30 today.
Oh, that's true. That's true, because we have the guest speaker from the radio station.
Yes.
All right. Well, maybe I can get one more thought in here.
Okay, I'm going to
You
say
can as well.
Jeff Skinner, first playoff performance.
Oh my God, how did I forget about this? This is why the Oilers are destined to go. We have an ex-Sabre who left the team.
Yep.
They weren't traded away. Sure, they were bought out and they came here, but they're still here before the end of their contract. Therefore, we're winning a cup.
I won't go that far.
Nope, we're winning a cup. This is for all my friends in the Discord. It's a cup year.
But that win, who did they play? San Jose? Or
Which one?
where they all were gassed after clinching? I think it was San Jose. Yeah. And you can tell, like, they all are, like, raising their sticks, doing, like, the thing that they do after a win and clinching playoffs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, Skinner is just zooming around, has the zoomies. And I was like, I am so happy for my boy Jeff Skinner. I'm so happy.
So this is something I just realized. How do we feel that we haven't scored a goal in the last 2 games against the Kings?
I'm not that concerned.
Me neither, because we haven't had McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Frederick, Kane, Walman. Like,
Yeah. And, like, we're going to need the net presence, but, like, I think
Hyman's going to be
Hyman
back.
in playoffs is another level.
And Perry will be there.
Yeah.
And Frederick goes there. Kane will get in there. The Kings are not ready.
No.
The league is not ready for this team. And I know we can't sit here and be like, it might not all click. Who knows? But I like to believe
why
it
wouldn't
will,
it?
because we've already seen Kane work with this team.
Yeah.
And I don't see why a 27-year-old Trent Frederick, who plays like a mini Kane out there, can't work.
Exactly. And, like, come Sunday, like, nobody has seen this team yet. Nobody. And, like,
This is the best part. There is no film to defend against this.
Exactly. And, like, you can say, yeah, this won't work, or, yeah, it might take time to mesh. But I think when it comes to playoffs, like, they all have the mindset. We have been waiting since October for this moment.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not going to let it slip away.
No, they're not. It's going to be a hell of a series. Which, again, with 4 years in a row, I was like, man, but no, suddenly this is fire.
Spicy.
It's spicy. It's fired up. And I am ready to beat the LA Kings for the 4th goddamn year in a row
Me
and
too.
shove it in their faces. And I cannot wait to watch their exit interviews at the end of this 2 weeks and watch them be all sad. And this time they can't even blame the 1-3-1.
Oh, my gosh. I love when you get fired up.
Well, that was their exit interviews last year. I was watching them at work, and they were all just bitching about the 1-3-1. And Todd not really bitching about the coach, but they were bitching about the 1-3-1, and they were tired of it, and it doesn't work, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So now they've gone to the 1-2-2. It's still, or the 2-1-2, whatever they do, it's still not going to save you. Because guess what? McDavid and Draisaitl are just better than you.
And it's a variation of the 1-3-1, unfortunately.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
It's still boring hockey that gets beat by speed. Guess what we got plenty of?
speed.
Speed.
Yep.
Zoom.
Yeah. So I'm
Sorry,
excited.
I got heated.
I'm ready. No, that's okay. I literally said that Prime was giving a double wrister to the LA Kings. So
Did say that.
Probably
It made
shouldn't
me
have said
laugh
that.
So no, that was so funny. Anyway, I think that's all I got for now.
yeah, me too.
Next episode, we will check in with the Oilers and the rest of the league in the playoffs. Really, the next few episodes are going to just be like playoff check-ins.
Yeah, because if it goes the way it's supposed to, they'll play Sunday.
Which
And then-
I'm probably coming up to the city for that. I don't know
Fair.
where I'm gonna go yet. Maybe a friend's house, maybe the pit, maybe the fan park. I don't know.
Also,
But with work coming up in like a couple weeks,
yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
not going to be here all the time to go to things. So
Yeah.
I really got to make sure round 1 while I'm here, I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
We might as well say, like, where we want to watch because we have the time.
That's fair.
I think I am going to stay away from the pit this year because I don't like cans being thrown up in the air and hitting me.
I've never been hit.
Can't say I've ever been hit, but I also don't like beer just being spilt on me.
That's fair.
I'm 25 now. Also, I feel like I'm too old to be in there. It's a lot of 18-year-olds.
That's true. But I like the party.
Last year, Andrea, we had like this little 18-year-old following us, and she was like wasted, and I was like, stop.
That's fair.
I may go to the fan park. I did like it, and I like the tent, and it's a little bit of an older crowd in there. I don't know if it'll be the same this year. But also, there is nothing like watching at home. I love watching at home.
For the playoffs, I like being with people. Like when I'm at home, like I'm usually streaming the game for my friends, and it's one thing. But like I want people around. I want to celebrate with people when we win games and when we score. And I absolutely understand the vibe of watching at home.
Because we've watched that one game together. The one game, yeah. Nashville game. I am kind of a psycho when I'm watching, and like, I feel like I have to tone it down when I'm in a public place.
That's fair.
But when I might be at home, I can rage and cheer all I want.
That's fair.
And the only person that's there is Dylan, and he just looks at me like I have 3 heads. So it's fine.
That's fair. I'm probably going to spend some time at Greta.
That's fair.
I don't know. It'll kind of be depending on where my friends want to go, to be honest.
That's fair.
I bend to their whims because they're like, hey, let's go do this thing. And I'm like, okay, I'll drive.
I also really like watching with my mom.
That's fair.
She is like another animal during playoffs, and I love it so much. Last year during the Stanley Cup final, she had her McDavid jersey on, and then like this blue, or maybe it was orange wig, and then she wore like blue lipstick and like these orange sunglasses. And I was just like, I love this woman. She is my best friend. And there's nothing better than watching hockey with her. Like, me and her match each other's energy.
That's awesome.
So I also plan to watch at least a few games with my ma.
That's very sweet. No, I mean, I'll probably be streaming the games for my friends. And, like, even if I'm at home watching with them, like, it's still a great vibe.
Yep.
But I don't know. I guess we'll kind of see where the next little bit takes me. I still kind of want to go to the pit once. I don't know. I vibe with the atmosphere.
That's fair.
It's the vibes there are unbeatable, and I get what you mean by like it's a younger crowd.
And it's hard to watch sometimes. Like, I do like to hear like the commentary, and I like to hear like the intermission stuff. And I like Gene is my boy, and I love being able.
Is too much of a party to pay attention to when you're there.
I know.
They got
and
the
like
DJ going.
I know, and they don't have like the sound on for it, and I just want to hear Gene's hijinks.
That's fair.
So badly.
That's so fair. That's so valid. No one's arguing that.
Yeah.
But
we will see you next Wednesday.
We will see you next Wednesday, and we will catch you up on all things going around the playoffs.
Yeah, I think this was a good episode. This is one of our better ones.
I think so. There was a lot of good insight. We sounded smart this episode.
We did, even though we didn't do any prep.
Nope, no prep. We just sounded smart.
Look at us go.
Guys, you know what? DM us on Instagram where you like to watch the playoffs from.
Yeah.
Do it.
And we'll share it. We'll make like a little post, and if you tell us where. So don't let us down.
Yeah, don't let us down. If you've made it all the way this far, you might as well.
You might as well.
Okay. Thank you for listening to this episode of Blue Line Banter.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
This week, you need to tell your...
Dentist.
Dentist. Ooh, the dental. Okay.
Yep. Or your dental assistant.
Ooh, the dental assistant. That's fair. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music.